Namaskaram. Mahabbharatam, the pilgrimage of Baladeva. So let us continue with that. Next, Balabhadra went to a place where sage Bakadalbhya, somebody by name Bakadalbhya, had performed long years of penance, meditation there. And the story of Bakadalbhya is as follows. He was gifted with 21 calves by some kings, and one day some Brahmins came and asked for some cows as a gift from him because he had so many. And Bhagadalbhya, thinking that he could ask some king again, he asked them to take all the calves away, divide among themselves whichever they liked, and asked them to take the calves. And afterwards, he had none left. So he went to the king, who was Dhritarashtra. Mahabharata doesn't say which Dhritarashtra, and the Purana, the Khandu, Puranic Encyclopedia, which I often refer in case of confusion, also is silent on who this Dhritarashtra was. So we should assume it was the same Dhritarashtra. When Bakadalbhya went to Dhritarashtra and asked for some cows as gift, the king replied, "Oh, I don't have any cows. If you like, you take these dead cows. There were some dead cows there. You take this away and satisfy yourself." And Bakadalbhya took it as an offense because he was a Brahmin, he doesn't eat meat, and what would he do with the dead cows? So, but he didn't say anything. He took the cow with him, dead cows, then performed some havans, that is some offerings to fire, with the meat of the dead cow. Not only that, he chanted mantras for the ruin of the Dhritarashtra's empire. With that in mind, with appropriate mantras, he offered the meat of the dead cows to fire in a havan. And the Bhagadalbhya was a sage of long merit from long years of meditation. So it started having its effect. The riches of Dhritarashtra started dwindling. Not only that, in the land, there was famine, there was no rain, and no, what is it called? The people couldn't harvest anything, so there was famine. And they all wondered what was happening. And this happened for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and everybody went to the king asking for help. And the king thought, "Oh, this is very strange. Why is that happening?" So he consulted some astrologers, and who, with their astrological charts, they consulted and they concluded that Maharaja, you have offended some hermit, some sage, and that is why this is happening. So the only solution, you should go and appease him. Then Dhritarashtra knew it must be the Bakadalbhya. So he went with lot of valuable gifts, precious jewels, lots of cows, and all that. Went and prostrated before the same and asked for, what is it called? If he had committed any offense to him, asked them to forgive him. So prayed to him. And Bhagadalbhya was pleased. So he said, you will be all right now, you go back peacefully. You will restore all your past riches. Balarama paid a visit to Bhagadalbhya's hermitage by the banks of Saraswati river. This is the story mentioned in Mahabbharata, and Puranic Tikhandu says the same story, more or less same way, is quoted in Vamana Puranam also. ഒരു 10 മിനിറ്റ് കാത്തു നിൽക്കണം. And the same tirtha, the same holy place by the banks of Saraswati, King Yayati had a hermitage where he had long years of meditation. We mentioned King Yayati at the beginning of Mahabharata. And Balarama went to Yayati's hermitage, because that was also a holy place, and proceeded. And next he went to a tirtha, a holy place, which was known by Vasishtapavaha. Vasishtapavaha means the place where Vasishtha was carried away. And the story is that Vishwamitra and Vasishtha, the two sages, had a quarrel. Actually, it can't be called a quarrel. Vishwamitra tried everything in his ability to cause harm to Vasishtha. Vasishtha did nothing against Vishwamitra. He just bore everything. And once Vishwamitra, doing meditation by river Saraswati, asked the river to bring Vasishtha to him so that he can, he can do whatever harm he could do to Vasishtha. And the river was the goddess of river Saraswati was in 2 minds. What can he do? What can she do? She knew that Vishwamitra wanted to harm Vasishtha, and she also knew Vasishtha was a very pious sage, good of heart, and who helped others, did none any harm. So she was very reluctant to bring Vasishtha. But Vishwamitra has ordered, and if she didn't obey Vishwamitra, then the sage will be angry and curse her. So she didn't know what to do. She went to Vasishtha himself and told him that this is the situation. What can I do? Vasishtha said, don't worry, you take me to Vishwamitra. Otherwise, I am sure Vishwamitra will curse you. You do your work and let us face what happens. And so river Saraswati carried sage Vasishtha where Vishwamitra was doing meditation, and told him, yeah, I have brought Vasishtha for you. And Vishwamitra was busy performing Havan, part of his meditation. So since he was busy, the river thought of a trick. She had reported that she had brought Vasishtha, but Vasishtha didn't respond. So she immediately carried by her current, carried Vasishtha away, far away from Vishwamitra in the easterly direction. And Vishwamitra, when he wanted to do harm to Vasishtha, there was no Vasishtha, and he knew what happened. So he cursed Saraswati, let your water turn into blood, which is considered very impure, and blood with meat and pus and all that. And that happened to the waters of river Saraswati. And some sages who routinely take bath in the pure water of Saraswati found this strange phenomenon that the water has suddenly become blood, and asked her for the reason she explained. So asked her to, pray to Lord Shiva for restoring the waters to its original pristine quality. River Saraswati did so, and the water turned after some stage, where it remained red with blood. It became pure water as before. The place it remained blood red was known as Aruna River, the Red River. And that became a holy place. So many pilgrims go to the river Aruna, also took bath there. And there is a story connected to the river Aruna. That story is of Indra. There was a time when the Asura king by name Namuchi went with a large army and invaded the gods in heaven. There was a tough battle, but the Asuras were strong. Not only that, Namuchi hid in the what is it called? Not the fume, it is the mist, thick mist, which was formed with rain clouds, and Indra couldn't find Namuchi. So Indra offered a truce to Namuchi. Of course, he couldn't see Namuchi, saying that you come in appearance, I shall not kill you. Not that I shall not kill you, but I promise you that I shall not kill you with wet material or dry material, with in the day or at night. Often the gods give very tricky boons and still provide a loophole. And here it was almost impossible for someone to kill with neither dry nor wet material, neither day nor night, as was the case with Hiranyakashipu when Hiranyakashipu had that gift, that boon. So Narasimha killed him at dusk, keeping him on his lap and without any weapon, but with his bare nails. So similar thing. And Indra, when Namuchi appeared, Indra did the same. He sent what is it, the foam from the river, with, must be with some sharp instrument, and which was strong enough to cut Namuchi's head. And it is the head fell down, but because Indra had virtually cheated, the head came after Indra and started, taunting him. You have promised your terms. You have violated the promise you gave to your friend Namuchi, and now you have to bear the consequence. And the head was constantly haunting Indra. And not only that, the sin of killing a Brahmana haunted Indra. Namuchi was supposed to be a Brahmin also. And so Indra approached Brahma for relief from this situation. And Brahma asked him to take bath in the Aruna river. And Indra did that, and his sin was absolved. That is the story of the Aruna river, which was part of Saraswati. I don't think we will find Aruna river now because Saraswati itself has disappeared. So we stop now, shall continue another day. Namaskaram.